Berlin 1884, the conference that divided Africa. On November 15, 1884, an international conference was opened by the Chancellor of the newly created German Empire at his official residence in Berlin. At the conference were representatives from every European country, apart from Switzerland, as well as those from the United States and the Ottoman Empire. According to BBC.com, the Berlin Conference led to a period of heightened colonial activity by the European powers. With the exception of Ethiopia and Liberia, all the states that make up present-day Africa were parceled out among the colonial powers within a few years after the meeting. Mountain ranges were pressed into service. The conference contributed to ushering in a period of heightened colonial activity by European powers, which eliminated existing forms of African self-governance. In Africa, colonialism was introduced across nearly all the continent. When African independence was regained after World War II, it was in the form of fragmented states. The conference, proposed by Portugal in pursuance of its special claim to control of the Congo estuary, was necessitated by the jealousy and suspicion with which the great European powers viewed one another's attempts at colonial expansion in Africa. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. Harriet Russell's remarkable story from slavery to real estate entrepreneurs in 19th century California. More than 12 million Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic to work as slaves between 1515 and the mid-19th century. Some 2 million of the enslaved men, women and children died on their way to the Americas. For those who survived, it was the start of several hours of work on large plantations with little to eat and with never having to forget their status as property. Who told you that something good cannot come out of you? What makes you believe that you cannot become that great man or woman that you always dreamed to become? Here are slaves who refused to accept the faith that the present circumstances introduced to them. They fought till they became victors. Slaves did not simply accept their fate without protest. Slave rebellions were at the time known. Some enslaved Africans were also able to escape bondage to live remarkable lives, acquiring wealth and status. They had to overcome several challenges and a system that was not in their favor to make it. And they did make it. In fact, data shows that immediately following emancipation, there were 4,047 millionaires in the United States, and 6 of them were African American. In Merced County, California, was Harriet Russell, who went from a former slave in Louisiana to a single-mom land speculator in California, with part of Snelling in Merced County even named after her. According to Harriet Russell story by the Merced County Courthouse Museum, Merced County was carved out of Mariposa County in 1855. At the time, its settlers in the Snelling area were mostly from the southern states, who usually brought enslaved men and women with them. This was despite the fact that California was a free state. Black settlers would also come to Merced County as free men and women. Former slave Russell came to California as a free woman with her daughter and settled in Snelling in 1857. She worked as a washer, but at the same time, she was very much engaged in land speculation, as pointed out by the Merced County Courthouse Museum. Russell made 17 property transactions and worked with both white and black landowners between 1869 and 1871. The former slave turned real estate entrepreneur passed away in 1897 at the age of 90. The Merced County Courthouse Museum said she was remembered by the Merced Express as one of the oldest settlers in Merced County and laid off the first addition to Snelling, which was called Aunt Harriet's Addition. Aunt Harriet's Addition to Snelling is the area north of Emma Street between 4th and Montgomery Streets, the Courthouse Museum said. Russell remains one of the Black American pioneers of Merced County who contributed a lot to the county. One other well-known pioneering black settler was William J. Creek, a waiter and handyman born in the West Indies, who became a poet. He is famous for his 1908 book dedicated to his town, the Fountain City, a nickname for Merced. The works of these pioneering black settlers like Russell and Creek are hardly found in the history books. They are also not inscribed in monuments, but the good news is they can be found in other mediums including literary works, movies, and maps, said the Merced County Courthouse Museum. It said Russell's legacy is memorialized on maps, while Creek's skills as a poet are highlighted in a book entitled Poems, A Flash from Afar ut Pignus Amicitia. Is your present situation more terrifying than this one's whom through perseverance and patience victor their backgrounds and hopeless circumstances that determined their total failure? If these ones can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching. Please share, like and subscribe. Thanks.